All right, welcome back. Let's talk about do y'all try the beef, the team that's better than mine in some people's eyes. Um, Local drunk. Corey, what's going on with this team?
Yeah, his keepers McKinnon, Stitzel, Caulfield, Saros, and Grubauer. His sixth round pick, Darlene. Some would argue he's not worth the sixth pick though. So I would say good pickup, Daltrey. Aiden
I
Hill,
wouldn't.
seventh
Truba
round.
was still there, and you went with Darlene. Fuck off.
Darlene's a better D-man.
No,
Hill in seventh round, great pickup, tremendous. Hedman, Reinhardt, Petrangelo, Domi, DeBrusque, Giroux, Hughes. I think he did great, man. Rat in the 11th round. He was pretty stacked though, right? Arvidsson, 11th round. I think you could have got somebody better than there. Sanderson, I'm not quite sure how he does, to be honest. I think he had a pretty good draft. Now,
Sanderson will be all right. I just don't think he's worth $8 million, and I'll stand by that. Played 77 games. Here's a bunch of money. Please keep playing at that level.
yeah, there's a lot of good hype about him though.
There
Oh,
is,
yeah,
but
so
that's
we'll
a
we'll
bridge
see how
deal
that
all
trade
day.
goes.
That's a
Yeah,
bridge deal all day.
you got to try, right? But the superstars have been avoiding that bridge deal lately. So if you want to pay it, right?
Can you classify the guy as a
Ottawa's.
superstar? We played 77 games.
I agree. I'm not saying
I
to disagree.
think he'll
There's a
grow
little
into
bit to
that
the
though.
other. There is the other side too, though.
I think he'll grow into that.
Yeah,
But
but
it's
it could be an overpayment for a few years for sure.
by principle, I wouldn't give someone who played less than a full regular season, 8 million a season.
Yeah.
Like that's that's too small.
Let's.
What this could be DiPietro. What if he gets hurt season one? You know, the guy played 80 games in his career.
Anyways,
But
I
anyway,
think
like
he
his
did a
draft
good
is good.
job drafting. I don't like how he's selling his team off though.
Yeah,
So
I wasn't sure about that. What his thought process.
yeah. Anyways,
The thing is, what I don't like about Daltrey's team, it's one dimensional. All his guys, they put up points. They don't grind.
he does have a lot of little guys. He has some big D man, a few big D man, but
But they put
a
up
lot of little
average
players.
numbers at best, like for his grind, you know? And that's where I'm gonna beat you, Daltrey. Is I'm gonna grind you out. That's what I do.
And we'll see with his goalies, right?
His
Now he has
goalies,
Grubauer,
Bauer's not great.
and
Who's the other Jones?
the
Jones?
Bauer
Yeah. Saros would
and
be good.
Saros, yeah, exactly. Depending on Nashville, right? They were so good for so long, and
They're
they've
trending a
actually
little
been
down
slowing
now.
down.
They're kind of like going through a retool. Like
Let's see how long they last. They've been pretty good typically. So
moved out Duchesne. They moved out what's his name? Johansson. Uh
Echo,
Ekholm. Like they're moving
yeah,
a lot of
some
pieces
big
out.
franchise pieces out. So
I
they're
think
going
they're trying to
forward.
get a
We'll see.
lot younger, and I think that's gonna be rough for Saros this year. And hopefully I just win that six pack. Fuck off, Felcher. Uh but I just think his team is too one dimensional though. Too much offense. Even his defensemen, they're all offensive D men. Like that doesn't cut the
Hedman and
mustard in
Darlene
my
do a
mind.
lot of Hedman and Darlene do a good 100 in both hits and blocks, I'd say.
Yeah, that's like average. Like,
Yeah, but also big numbers offensively.
but he has
So
no one else doing
yeah, I
that
agree.
grind. You
Yeah.
know,
DeBrusque a little bit of grind.
he'll have other guys who will put up the points. You don't need your defenseman to put up the points. Your guys are putting up the points, right? It's a bonus if they do, but it shouldn't be. I would have not went with Darlene first. I think Darlene's a great defenseman. Puts up a lot. He's gonna have a good year, put up a lot of points. But that's my mindset. Is I go for the grind. I would have went for that grind, the heaviest grind I could get at that level.
Yeah, but you don't know what it's like drafting that early.
Well, I still would have went for that grind. I would have went the elite grind. If I was going to pick a defenseman, I probably wouldn't have picked the defenseman there, to be honest.
My first few picks were all D-men, to be honest. I thought I was getting a lot of value out of them for where I was drafting.
That's what's
We'll, we'll
important.
talk. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, that's what's important though when you're drafting. As long as you're happy, like
Yeah,
fuck does my opinion mean to you, Daltrey? Nothing, because you still think your team's better than mine. You
it
might
is.
you might outscore
It
my
is.
team. Maybe.
It's better for sure.
Oh, my goaltending's better.
Mm,
Slightly.
now it is.
And then
Now that he moved Hill
my
out.
grind.
All right,
But
who we
we'll
got
talk
here?
about Daltrey.
Next?
What's that?
We got Nick next here.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about. Forgot about Dre here. We were just talking about his team name there. We're on a little road trip to the ball game, having a good laugh. He was just kind of joking. It's so true. Everyone forgets about Leon because of McDavid, but he's
Oh
still
yeah,
up there. He's the second leading scorer. Yeah,
yeah, yep. You don't. Yeah, it's true. And he's so good too.
he is.
Playing hurt, like he's just so good still, and you could tell he was hurt.
I
Just
think like
that positionally sound, that smart with the puck, right? Like and where he goes.
they're
But
easily the two best players in the league, in my opinion. Like,
yeah, and then so that's his first keeper. Hyman also in Edmonton, um, Kucherov in point, and then Vasilevsky. So keepers from only two teams. So
yeah,
one goalie, only one goalie keeper, um, Vasilevsky, and it hurt for 2.5 months now, so that sucks.
yeah,
Seventh round pick, keep it with Eriksson Ek. I know he's a big fan of him. Then didn't draft till the 10th. He did pretty well with his drafts. Goalies, he went with Campbell and Mers. Mers, we're not sure. Campbell, we're not sure either, really, right? Lafreniere in the 16th round, I really like too. Like Tang in the 10th round, like he, besides to getting strokes, he's doing fucking amazing when he plays. Like Bertuzzi, that we'll see there. I think that was a good pickup. Even McCabe in Toronto, I think that's a really good pickup. Matheson, great D man for this league. Yeah, no, I think like he drafted pretty late, but he did pretty well with his drafts. Goalie wise, there's not really much options how late you're drafting, and then only having the one goalie. That's a little shitty right now, but see what you do. You got some time.
yeah. His keepers are great, right? Obviously, top tier.
Yeah,
Chris Letang, I really like that pick. Lafreniere puts up some grind. I love me my grind out there. Bertuzzi, the same thing. Um, yeah, McCabe, like all the names that you mentioned. Like, I'm not sure about his goaltending, but Mers, someone's got to play nets in Columbus.
yeah. So we'll see how, but like he did not do anything right last season. It's like he does not deserve a chance at the starting
The
role.
thing
Like he
is,
should.
no one on Columbus did anything right last year. Like,
Corpus Hallow was much better.
uh, I'm not a
He
fan
got.
of Corpusalo. I'm not
I
sold on
agree.
him.
I agree. I'm not. I don't think he's fully legit. But playing in
Yeah,
LA, that's a much better team in front of you. Like
they
Copley
also
was
have
pretty up.
better defense this season too, so that could be
Columbus.
a good difference. Yeah, they picked up Provorov, another defense. I forget who it
Yeah.
was.
Werenski's healthy.
Yeah, so they
So
improved their defense, which I
yeah,
think is only going to help Mers. But he's going to fight Tarasov now, right? Him and Tarasov, it'll be one of them that's going to be their guy.
yeah.
Uh, but I,
We'll
I
see.
don't think it's settled. So I think it's a high reward pick for him. And worst case, he just drops him.
Exact. Yep.
Wild
Right.
Husky Hockey. People might not recognize this name. This is
Braden.
Braden.
Yeah, Braden, Kent McAvoy, Wenzel, Dubois, Bennett, what Ottinger. So another one with only one goalie. 6th round pick. He picked Schmid in New Jersey. Didn't pick again till the 11th round. Uyghur, Marchessault, some good pickups there. Terry in the 13th round was pretty late, nice. Shabbat, I think, is a good pickup too. Dustin Wolf, so in the 15th round. We'll see. Askarov, he went for Nashville as well in 17th round. So he had some bad picks. I don't know why he even like he wasn't even competing. So why he didn't have a stack? I don't remember anyways. Um, I don't think it
His
was a bad.
team.
I think he did pretty good with what he had because he did not have good picks to work with.
He went with a theme. I don't know if you noticed, all young goalies.
Yeah,
Um,
I saw that. Yeah,
and right away he said he was selling, right? So I think he's just trying to fix himself for the future, is what I'm getting from his actions, right? He's trying to find that second young goalie who will pair up with Ottinger nicely. he's not keeping himself out of competition either. His team's not terrible up front. Uh,
No, I agree. It's not bad. Um, I
just
just
he has
think,
no bench spots really. It's all goalies mostly. He has two. Like say one of his goalies is on the IR. That's why. Okay.
yeah, well, see, and like Wolf, like, and as a Calgary fan, like the guy's been the league MVP and goalie of the year every league he's played in for the last like 4 years. Like he deserves the spot to like, and he'll do well in my opinion.
If Markstrom fucks up, then
But yeah, I know they're just not giving him the chance. So we'll see with the change of management how they do. That could be a huge pickup. Like that could be the guy, right? Like goalie, like MVP of the year for like a goalie of the year 4 years in a row. Like that's saying something.
did they re-sign Vladar?
Yeah, he's the backup. He's on
Okay.
contract.
You might
So
see one of them moved this
yep.
year.
Well, I saw something come across my phone today saying they're not in a rush to move goalie. So it's been
They might
brutal.
not think that
Been
he's
brutal.
ready, or they're just gonna
Yep.
wait for someone to fuck up.
Yep.
This is
Well,
the Lotto Max HQ, the winner of the Bedard sweepstakes. Why don't you tell me about this draft?
yeah, we know he was building up for this draft. Marner, Stone, Eichel, keepers up front, Talbot, Markstrom, and the back end. Um, Picking Bedard and Bennington in the sixth round, Keller in the seventh, um, Burns in the eighth, Dunn and Pionk and Ekholm, some good D men there getting picked up. And then some later picks because he didn't really care about the other ones. But he went really gritty. I think he did a good job drafting, get some balance this year. It's going to be interesting to see his goalie situation, right, with Bennington, Markstrom, we were just talking about, and Talbot in LA. Will It'll be nice to see kind of what happens there.
I think Bennington's the only pick of his that I don't like. I just,
Yeah, I agree. I know he wanted to
especially at a
fix his
six.
goalies, and there really wasn't a whole lot out there
Yeah,
at that point. But I agree. I'm not a fan of him.
no, I'm not a
So
fan of that pick. But other than that, I think he picked really well.
I, I agree.
I love the pick of Keller. He hit high 86 points last season. He's gonna get
Yeah,
better this year. I'm not saying he's a
yeah,
100 point guy, but like
he could be.
yeah, he could be. But I think he's gonna be landing around 90 this year. Like I think that's a good pickup at that point. He picked him about 6, 7 picks before I was gonna pick him. So I went with
Yeah,
Fiala instead. But his defense is a little grindy. No, I feel
yeah,
he filled the holes that he needed in, and Bedard. You can't miss with Bedard, right? We know
exactly.
kid's gonna be great. Hopefully, this is a turnaround for his team because he needs it.
Yeah, let's see how Stone is too, right? He came around for the playoffs, but he's been so inconsistent a couple of
Oh,
years.
I did not like his comment that he made there last night. Did you see that?
No, what was it?
Like absolutely hammered by some guy on the Kings roster trying out for the team. There, he's a 27-year-old HL player for the most part, right? Got drilled by him, like completely nailed. And after the game, he's like, "This, he's not much of a player." Like just shrugging it off. But
Who
he
did
just fucking
Stone?
rocked you. Yeah,
Oh
Stone
yeah,
would say
trying
that. Like,
trying to downplay it. I know I
yeah,
didn't see that.
I get you're salty that you just got fucking hit by him. Show him some respect. Like he took you out. You shouldn't have been in that position. But yeah. Next team we got here, Pacioretty to Rumble, who hasn't had Pacioretty in like 7 years.
Just
But he's
enjoys the
still ready
name.
to rumble. I hope he's ready to rumble.
Oh, all right. So up front, he had keepers Rantanen, Connor, and Kane, Georgiev and Thompson and Nets. Sixth round pick was Kempe. Seventh, Raquel, which I thought was really early, like really early in my opinion. Skinner in the eighth round, I thought that was really early. Pavelski in the eighth, that's not bad. Gudez. Then he had a bunch of late picks. He got some not bad players like Boone Jenner in the 18th round, Bowser, Orlov. Taylor Hall in Chicago will be interesting as well. So I think he messed up with a few of his early picks, in my opinion. I think he could have got a lot better players there.
I think he messed up on his keepers.
Well, I was gonna let you say that, so
But I had a discussion with him. I told him I thought he was crazy for keeping Thompson and going with Hill. He's convinced that Thompson had the better season last year. Like Thompson's making like league minimum. They just extended Hill for 4.9. You're not going to give the guy 4.9 if he's not going to at least get the chance
Yeah.
to be your guy. And he just won you the cup.
Yep. Exactly. Yep.
So what are they going to remember? What Thompson did in the regular season last year? Or fuck, did he hoist that cup for us? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
Like that was my opinion. It's tough because it's more likely going to be close to a 50-50 start there.
We'll see.
But I think Hill will get the
Thompson's
advantage.
injury advantage hasn't, or injury history hasn't been great either.
No,
So, and
I just
Leonard, if he comes back, who knows there? But he hasn't played in a year.
yeah, he's gonna need a conditioning stint in
Yep.
the AHL. Like I think Hill's gonna have the benefit of the doubt and get the start.
And for a seventh round pick, I agree.
Yeah. Other than that, Raquel, we were laughing. We were all at the bar drinking, and he messed up on that pick. He was not
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah. Like he's been waiver wire.
Yeah, that's what I
Like
said. Like he's been waiver wire in the league for like
yeah,
4 years now. Like
yeah. Like he had some hype in Anaheim and he just never lived up to it.
I like the Kempe pick. Kempe is really good.
I agree.
Pavelski's still going.
Yep.
Gudis a great pick. So it's not all bad, Nick. I just
No, I
wanted
agree.
to criticize the ones that I thought were really bad.
Yeah, like Skinner, I didn't like though, but
He had a really good year last year, so who knows? Like
yeah, it's
you,
true.
once
He had
Eichel
a lot
left,
of hype before since Carolina, and he's been bad for a few years, right? So you're right.
once Eichel
Potential.
left, he just kind of oh,
The
I can
whole
score
team kind of
again.
did. The whole team kind of did.
Sunday Pass. So this is the one you really want to
Uh,
talk about. Let's talk about your draft.
all right. My keepers were Tavares, Hischier, however you pronounce it, Boldy, Hart and Gibson and Nets. I didn't draft till the eighth round. I got Montour, Bouchard, then Batherson and Lindholm in the ninth, Hamilton and Carlson and Doughty in the 10th, Stevenson, Braden Shen in the 11th, Benting in the 12th. So like I fucking love my draft to be honest. I was very happy. Coleman and Kubalik later. Kubalik I'm pretty excited to see in Ottawa. I've been talking to you about him. So obviously you know that. I think I got a lot of good players for where I was drafting because considering I did go pretty all in last year to compete too. So I'm really excited for the season to start.
Oh, I like Shen. Good pick there. Stevenson, those are my boys. You've seen what they could do on a winning team, so you want to build like that. I get it. Uh, Coleman, I'm not big on Coleman. I get what he brings. He brings some
15th,
grind to you.
15th round pick.
But again, you need a
Yeah,
guy that you're like, I'm okay with letting him go if I need to.
yeah. I'll drop him if
Uh,
I need to.
which some teams don't think about, right? It's okay
Yeah,
to have some of those later picks in the draft because you're gonna want those guys to be expendable. I like Hamilton. Um, definitely like Lindholm. Cuba League, I'm not sure about him. He can put up some points. He's gonna be a middle six guy
yeah.
there. Like, so it all
17th
depends.
round pick. So
Yeah,
the range
exactly.
is
Again,
low risk. Like
low risk, high reward potential, right? So
he
um,
does the little bit of the grit too. So it's not like he's not scoring it's nothing.
I like Bunting for that for grit, right? So you
Yeah.
covered some grit. I think you covered your bases. You saw last year you got outgritted in the end, and you're like, hey, maybe I need to be a little grittier.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I did well with that. And then I picked up Hill for my third goalie because I'm not too happy with my goalies with Hart and Gibson, but
I feel your
Hill
team is
there.
a
If
little
you,
more balanced than it was last year.
yeah, and it's not even season hasn't even started yet. So
That's it, right? So
yeah,
I feel you're in a better spot, just on paper at least, to where you were last year. I'm not saying your team was bad, but
no,
I felt it was offense heavy and it was lacking like the balance throughout the lineup. Where
yeah.
this feels more balanced, and I think you're going to be I don't want to say more successful because I don't think you're going to beat me anyway. But
Well, I, I I won the season, right? Came
yeah,
down to the end. I did win the season, so coming second in the playoffs. I better be more successful because otherwise I'm disappointed.
that's the attitude you want, though, right? Like that's everyone should have that. Like if I'm not winning, I'm gonna be fucking pissed, pretty much. But
Yeah,
use
if
that as
I got
fire.
I got picks to move here. If I can improve my team, I'm in it. So let's keep the trade talks going, boys.
I love me some trade talks, boys, but I'm trying to be conservative this year, so that's not gonna last long. I don't know who this is. The 2023-2004 champ. This guy didn't even make the playoffs last year. Now he thinks he's going to win a championship. Why don't you talk about this
Couldn't
team?
even defend his title if he wanted to.
Please
Um,
just take it.
Barkov, Yossi, Huberto, his keepers up front. Huberto, he's just holding on to because like he needs him to rebound there. Otherwise, not a good keeper.
He refuses to take a loss on that
Samsonov,
value.
yeah, it's tough, right? Samsonov and Yari and Nets, solid goalies there and teams too. Drafted Marchand in the 6th round. I think that was not a bad pick. Kyrou in the 8th. I think that was a little early. Kadri, Wool and Nets. I like the Kadri pick in the 10th round. Lindholm, Riley in the 13th round was good. Brian Rust in the 16th. Well, yeah. Then some later picks, kind of hit or miss waiver wire players, in my opinion. Few
There's a
solid
lot of it.
picks, but there's I like his keeper base for sure. Uh, but you gotta improve your team a bit more, in my opinion. Later picks were disappointing.
I think there were a lot more disappointing picks than good picks on this one. Um, but who knows what he does, right? If some players
Yeah.
can bounce back. I like the Marchand pick a lot. I think he still has a lot to give.
Keeper worthy player for a lot of teams, right? So to get him,
Yeah,
I
I
think
like
that's good.
Kadri. Thomas,
Exactly.
maybe you picked him too early, but still a good player to have. He's gonna put up some points for you. But yeah, like a lot of those other guys are guys that
Yeah,
get
like
bounced around our waiver wire.
exactly. Yeah. So we'll see.
Suck my Ojic. What we got going on here?
Well, Pasternak, Aho, and Panarin up front, solid keepers. Shesterkin and Sorokin and Nets, solid. 7th round pick, Verhey. He didn't pick again until the 9th. Toffoli and Copley get his third goalie there. I don't know if he's gonna be the starter or not. We'll see. He did not play well for them last year. Hakampa, Shishkin, Ellers in the 12th round, and he already dropped him. I really like his Tarasenko and Foligno pickups in the 13th round. Ekblad in the 14th round, I think, is a great pickup. Even Connor Brown in the 15th, like that's a solid pickup
Hmm?
for our type of league. I think he drafted pretty well. Yeah, I think Neil did a good job. Few sleeper picks, I think, for what because he did go a little bit all in with picks compared to normal for Neil. So he moved a
Yes,
few. So, but I think he did good for what he had, for sure.
I think it's funny how certain players always end up on the same GM's team, right? As a you get you get comfortable with what they provide. You're like, I like what he produced for me. I want him back, right? So I feel like Verhaeghe's always on Neil's team. Uh, Hakanpah is a good pickup. I really like Hakanpah.
Yep,
Tarasenko, I think he's having a really good year this year.
I agree. For 13th round pick.
Connor Brown, I don't know what to expect out of him. I guess it depends who he's playing with.
It's
If he's
true.
playing with one of the big boys, he could really he's gonna grind no matter what, but he could really add some offensive upside too. I think that's a good pick.
Yep. And
Fetch me a
best
drink.
goalie keeper tandem in our league too, though.
We were talking about those goalies the other night when we were driving up to the game, and Travis was just questioning, he's like, how is Neil not one with that goalie duo? Like,
I know.
you just you need them both on to stand a chance in the goalie
Yep.
stats, right? And which they normally are,
Yeah, they're
but then you have
consistent.
to worry about the rest of the stats.
Yeah. Here we got
Fetch me a
Dan.
drink.
All right, Dan. We know he went heavy into draft picks. Keepers were Makar, Kaprizov, and Svechnikov up front. Solid players up front. Corpusalo and Knight and Nets. Questionable goalies there for sure, especially in Knight. Corpusalo, obviously, they committed to him being the guy for a bit. So I don't know how well he'll do, but he's definitely going to be a starter for a while.
He'll have the chance to
On a
use
much
it.
better team than Columbus was providing them with. So it'll be fun to see. Drafted Crosby and Husso Kreider in the 6th round, 3 solid players. Husso and Nets will be interesting. He's been kind of an unknown there. Morrissey, Cousins, and Konechny, Sider, Trocheck, Wilson, Sergachev, Larson in the 7th round, Janot and Bezhnevich in the 8th round. It's like the only pick I can criticize is this 8-1 pick, Butch. I don't like in the 8th round. That's about. I think there was a better player there at that point.
His
Keepers,
first pick in the 7th was Morrissey, right?
yeah,
I didn't
Morrissey
like
had
that
a.
one.
He's a very offensive D man, but Dan has a lot of grit otherwise, so it's not like he
Well,
needs it.
I think he should have picked Truba there, and then he
I
went
agree.
gritty as
I
well.
agree. I do agree. I
But I'm not
prefer
saying
the
it's a
Truba pick.
bad
Yeah,
pick. I just
no.
he could have been a lot better.
I think Truba, you know what you're getting. Morrissey, he had 1 year.
Yes.
So can he repeat? Truba, you know you're gonna get what he gives, no matter
And
what. That's
he didn't necessarily need that offense, right?
yeah, like
He has
Makar
great grit all around, it looks
Makar
like.
is like his keepers up front are solid as fuck.
Yep.
But
I
yeah.
think that's my only real criticism is I think at that time, Morrissey, I don't find Morrissey puts up any grind.
Nope.
So
He you know what
it's
you're getting.
always offense, and he usually only had one standout season. I probably would have waited for a later pick
So
for him.
89 hits, 119 blocks, 172 shots, 41 pims. So like that's not bad, but then with 60 assists and 16 goals,
Yeah,
like
he's good offensive
28. Yeah,
defenseman.
yeah.
But then all his defensemen after were grit. I would have went for that grit right off the bat.
Yeah.
And just
Uh,
get
I
the
don't know if you
best
can.
grit.
I don't know if you can mess up that draft with
No,
like
no.
7th round picks, but no, I think he did
His
well.
team's really good,
Yeah,
right? So
it'll be the
uh,
goalies. The goalies is the question mark up front.
I
He's going to compete every single week, no matter what he did last season too. I found it's the goalies are the question mark. So
feel he needs an upgrade on goaltending, but he
yeah.
has the players to move for sure if a
Oh,
goalie becomes
exactly.
available.
Yeah,
So
and
he
a
has the
full thing
resources.
of picks.
Yeah.
So I like the Kreider pickup, like in the
Yes, I
sixth
like
round.
that one. I like the Larson.
Like
Uh,
Konechny, a lot of grit there. Cider, like a lot of Trocheck is a gritty player too. Sergachev puts up the grind. Larson, Janot puts up the grind. Like he does a good job with the grindy players.
yeah, yeah.
So
I would have kept that theme the whole way and just you want those guys who do all of it, right? Like you want
yeah,
that
the
balanced
only
team.
just Cousins I feel doesn't really
No,
uh,
no.
not
So
much.
it could have
A
easily
little
been
bit, a
Cousins
little
that you
bit.
replaced with Truba. Like,
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
true.
I'm not saying Morrissey himself as I would have probably replaced Morrissey with Truba at that point in the draft. Even Gudis was still out there, right? Like Gudis
Good is I
grinds.
think that would have been a little bit too early for him, but still, teach their own.
The thing is, he's only drafted in 3 rounds, so it's not really a too early. It's just like,
Well, I agree, but
yeah.
we'll see.
Again, it's
He's
minor
going to compete.
critiques.
He's going to be competing. He just needs to get that goalie chip.
That's it. I don't want it to sound like, hey, I'm knocking his team, no, because I actually really like his team. I just minor criticisms. So,
Yeah,
Team Rocket.
lasting off again. Give me a second here. Staying with the name, eh? We know he was selling pretty hard last year and stocked up too.
Yeah.
Nylander, Nugent Hopkins, Beignets, Wheeler up front. Kind of surprised by the Wheeler keep. Kochetkov in nets. Then he drafted Fantilli, Bob, Fox, Carlson in the 6th round. I think they're all solid picks. Um, the Bob, I like the Bob pickup too. We'll see what happens there. Ben Perron, I think, was a little bit early, but he got Flurry in the 9th round. Like it's nice to have for the solid year. You know you're not going to keep him, but good goalie to have. Dobson, Anderson, I liked Couture in the 16th. I think he did a good job drafting, but with that many six, you better do well.
The
But
Wheeler pick, keep,
yeah,
it wasn't his original plan, but Landeskog wasn't playing at all next year.
yeah,
So,
that's true. You got to make
so
your
he's
call,
like,
right?
I'm going to throw him back in. And
You
if
know
he's
what,
there,
Wheeler's had a bounce back year, and now he's playing on a stacked offensive Rangers team. There's some upside there.
His roster was just so bare because he sold everything.
I know that
So
mix of that, right?
yeah,
But
I like Ben and Perron picks because they'll put up grind as well as
yeah,
goals.
Ben
So
had a great year last year.
I don't think he puts up that much again offensively, but he's gonna grind for sure. He's gonna grind. That's just who he
Yeah.
is.
Well, he put
Um,
up 33 goals, 45 assists last year.
yeah,
Eight,
yeah.
80 point or 78 points. Like that's all.
He'll probably be like a 50,
Yeah.
60 guy with some grit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
Let's see
that's
if he can do it
realistic.
again, right?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Fantilli, great pick.
I agree.
He's been talking about that for weeks that was his plan. So uh, I knew for weeks who three of the first four picks were going to be.
You know what you were picking though.
I wasn't picking, so exactly like I didn't tell anyone. It just I knew
Yeah.
the plan was we're going to see Bedard, Fantilli, and Levy all off the board in the first four picks. So
Yeah. That's funny.
I do like his team. Like he's ready to compete a little bit. I don't know if I like his goaltending. His goaltending's pretty sloppy. He's got to hope that Kachetkov gets some ice
Agreed.
time when Ranta and Anderson go down. So
Yeah, it's true. You know what's gonna happen.
yeah, just
Yeah,
a matter of
the
when.
goalie is the weak spot, right? For sure. But
Two teams.
Kachekov played well when he was there, though. Like
Yeah,
when he had played well.
I just feel that Carolina probably just noticed him like he's not ready yet. Because think about like back in the day, Ned played really well for Carolina, and they traded him. And what's he done since?
Nothing.
They're, they're probably just saying like he needs a little more time in the cooker before he's ready to be our
Yep.
guy. The Red Wings. Why don't you tell me about these guys? We have about 7 minutes here to go through
All
two teams.
right. Peterson, Stamkos up front as keepers, three goalie keepers, and Allmark, Swayman, and Vanacek. Um, the Boston duo and Vanacek sharing the crease with Schmid. Larkin in the sixth round. I think that was a little bit early of a pick, a little biased on the Detroit Red Wings. Then he didn't draft till the ninth with Shifley, Horvat, Nelson. So like his first four picks were all center onlys. Um, and then some later picks: Martinez, I like Anderson, Hathaway, Zucker, Spurgeon, Owen Power. Like no, so not nothing crazy, nothing standing out to me. I'm not overly impressed with this, to be honest.
I like
Uh,
McNabb. McNabb's a great pick.
yeah,
Grinds a lot. And you know me, guys, you're gonna hear a lot. I love my grind.
yeah.
Um, his goaltending. I don't know if his goaltending repeats though. Like the Boston goaltending, they're gonna be a good duo, but I don't think they're gonna put up the season they had last year.
Well,
Um,
losing two big centers is that's a massive
they
piece
haven't
to lose.
replaced them.
Exactly. So
No, I like Hathaway. He's gonna grind, put up a little bit of points. Zucker, he's gonna play like top 6 minutes, so he might still be
yeah,
able to put up 30 goals, right? But overall, most of his guys are just kind of balanced through.
yeah, like nothing. I think he could have done a lot better.
Oh, you hear that, Derek? Yeah.
Well, I'll talk it. I don't care. You don't
Captain
have to agree.
Crunch. This was probably the most interesting drafts because no one knew what he was going to do. He had like 5 18 rounders.
I'm excited to talk about his, to be honest.
Let's do it.
All right, so Kachuk, Heiskanen, Heigl, and Chitrin up front, and then Vejmelka as the goalie keeper. Drafted seventh round Darnell Nurse. As long as he's healthy, Nurse is a beast on defense.
Yeah.
Then didn't draft till the 12th round. Got Taves in Colorado D man. I like him as a D man, to be honest. Then Forsling in the 16th round. I think it's a great pick for another D man for that late in the draft. Then 17th round went for goalies Ingram, Blackwood, Hakkinen. Um, so like he has the four goalies now, the Arizona, San Jose tandem, which I think is smart for him not really having a clue what's going to happen with his goalies, right?
Yeah.
Um, Picked up Colton Jarvis, Pisetti, Teravainen, Seguin, Pajot. So I think he did really well with what he had, and he's clearly buying into his team now. He's picked up a few players. I like the direction his team's going. And just as long as he settles down, doesn't sell everybody off. So Just
Yeah,
just
like you
just sit on your
said,
team here. The goalies, obviously, I don't know what you're doing now with the Tampa goalie and then moving Veg. I don't think that's a smart move. He picked up Hayden in the waiver wire, which I think was a great pickup too. Um, so it'll be interesting. San Jose and Arizona are not the goalie teams you want goalies for, though. But I'm
they
Philly and
face a lot of
Anaheim, so I
shots.
can't say that. It's true, but
Sometimes that's all it takes. You know, you just got to take some of those goalie stats away.
yep,
They might not get you wins, but they'll get you shots. Maybe save percentage because they're facing so many shots.
exactly.
Maybe, but no,
Yep.
I don't mind what he did.
Picked up
Drafted that many
Crosby.
times in the 18th round.
Yeah,
I think his trades are more impressive so far than except maybe the veg. Like I don't understand
yeah. The
that one.
Veg one is the only one, but no, I with the cards, I like his team more than some others for sure, and he did not have the draft picks that should make his team this nice. His
Hear
goalie
that,
situation,
Mark?
obviously, that's it. But oh, Mark had a few nice picks, but uh,
That's it.
you gotta do the whole way through.
You got focused the whole way.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, well, I think it's gonna be a really interesting season. We were just jonesing to talk some hockey.
I know.
Since the draft, pretty much. Like it just,
I had
no,
no
it
want to before
reignites it
that.
in you, right? Like
Oh, that was
so.
fun. Like I was happy with my draft. That makes it easier.
Yeah, we want you. You kind of wanted to do this to brag about your team a little bit. I get it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna be a regular.
That was fun though. It was always fun to talk some hockey. It's kind of a little preview for the year, but we'll be back for a week one show here to talk about our opponents. And if anyone wants to be on the show, like anytime, message Corey or myself, and just
Yeah, come chirp my team. I don't care. I'll take it.
yeah, I would
Let me know where
gladly
I'm going wrong.
that sometimes if it actually is a good point, you use it to make your team better. You
Yeah,
know,
just don't
that's
listen
all.
to Shane's.
Yeah. Well, what do I know?
Yeah,
Two-time
Budgetino, right?
champion,
Yeah, didn't
back to back to
deserve
back championship
it.
matches.
Yeah, but the second was not deserving. I
I
say,
disagree.
yeah, you got
Managing
there.
your team properly is the main part of it.
Yeah, but it was not you managing your team. It was your opponent lacking of managing his team. It's
Yeah,
just crazy that that was actually the difference between a win loss too, which is just, I mean, I'm
never gonna live it down.
yeah. It would have sucked if you won. Like I agree, I wouldn't have been happy if you won after that. So
I definitely
I
would
don't
have.
mind you as the double champ, but did that to be your double champ on the whew, or like a
Kind of
tie.
tough to
Imagine being a
swallow.
double champ on a tie. Like
Yeah,
it doesn't feel as deserving, Nick. Like
no.
I wouldn't know, I guess. So
But we're out of time, so thank you
completely.
for joining me. And we'll see everyone on the battlefield next week.
Yeah, let's go.